Hey, how's it going, guys? Ted here. Just getting ready to trying to pour a silver cross here. I'm gonna move this for a second. Show you what I'm gonna pour or attempt to pour. I was trying to do this before, and it kept splashing out and not giving me a very good pour. So that's the cross I'm trying to make. But I think I figured out what I was doing wrong. I had a cold mold, so it was hitting the mold and kind of just reacting, splashing out. So I think if I put the torch on the mold, heat that up, that'll take care of that problem of splashing out and everything for me. So I do also want to show you this little enclosure I built for my Dremel drill press. And so if I'm not totally done with it yet, I got to put a top on it, and I'm going to get a plexiglass piece to come down to protect me from anything flying towards me when I'm using it. So I was getting pelted in the face when I was using it earlier today. So definitely gonna put that plexiglass in there. So I kind of like this angle in my last video, so I think I'm gonna try that again and see how it goes. So I got my silver ready to go. I'm gonna put on my safety gear and then light the torch. And get that going there. And after I do this cross, I'm gonna attempt to pour more nails for a cross like the one I wear. Do a little bit smaller nails for the cross, this part of the cross, but I'm going to attempt to pour that afterwards. So get a couple pours out of today. I am pouring at a little bit hotter temperature than I normally do as well, so I'm hoping that helps me. Splashed out again, but it helped. More of it was in the cross, right in there, so. Another problem I'm having is my crucible is really tall, so by the time it actually comes out, it's got a head of steam going. And kind of comes out a little faster than I would like it to. Quick. Alright, so this is what it turned out. It was kind of called a cookie in the industry because it looks like it's got a little bite taken out of where it's supposed to be. So looks all right, but for part of it, but the actual pour just didn't quite turn out. Didn't fill the mold totally, and It looks really cool. It's got some ripples. You can't really see it in the camera. It's got some ripples here, and then it's got a little blue speck reflection in there. That freshly poured pure silver just has a really cool look to it. Little blue reflection in there. But all right, well, try it again. So see if I can get a good pour on that. I think it worked better than what I had before, so I think part of it is I didn't have the mold totally hot all the way down towards the bottom part that it didn't fill in, so maybe adjust the mold and torch a little bit to fill in that part. I really wish I could get this to work, because this cross section would look really cool. So, alright, let me heat up the silver again and I'll be right back. Okay, unfortunately I must not have hit record. I thought I did, or my little remote control thing didn't work, but I got it poured and it actually turned out really well. I cleaned it up a little bit. Some of the bigger chunks I can just get with the pliers. This little stuff here I'll have to get with the Dremel. But it turned out really well. Once I get it cleaned up, I'll get an actual weight on it. But right now, let's see. Let's bring you over here to the scale. This is the other little table I got set up. So right now we're around troy ounce there. 0.77 troy ounce, so probably 0.7 or 0.65 troy ounce once I get it cleaned up a little. Other than that, I mean, the back looks kind of neat. I don't know if I can get you focused in the right way there. It's got little tiny ripples in it. So I'm trying to learn how to do the big ripples and stuff to make it look really cool in the back. But that one's the best one I poured so far. And I had the mold poured or hot enough there was that the mold itself was actually starting to glow red. So I think that might be part of the key with that mold, is to get that mold really hot, so the silver stays liquid a little more and kind of fills in the mold. And then of course getting the correct amount of silver for that mold. I think that's a 1 ounce gold mold, and the silver, this is 1 ounce of silver, and it was more than 1 ounce. It was less than 1 ounce silver, 0.77. Actually, I think I had an ounce in there, so I might have to cut back on the silver. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut back on the silver because I had a little too much in there. But to try to get the correct amount in there, I'm gonna have to go with probably 0.77. Try that and see. So now let's see if I can get some nails working. The little guy there is just one I'm trying to do for Noah out of copper. So that'll be, I don't know if I'll do that this video or maybe the next video, I'm not sure. So I don't want to get these ones that long like I kind of did with my last video, so I'm going to keep it a little bit shorter. But some of you are probably saying, thank you, keeping it shorter. Alright, so let's get this out of the way, that out of the way. I don't want to handle that, it's still hot. Set that there. Good enough. Set that puppy in there, let that cool. Make sure that's good and cool. clean that up a little bit more later. Trying to get some of the bigger ones so I don't lose them. Especially if silver does what I think it's going to do over the next, I don't know, year or two. Thinking could hit $100 silver, $100 an ounce. Just my novice opinion. So, from some of the videos and stuff I've watched, it's likely. I think silver's going to be going up quite a bit, especially after the election. And I don't think it matters who wins as far as the silver price. I think it's going to go up regardless. The government's been spending way too much money. And all that. So. But I think I got enough silver in there to pour at least a couple of these little nails. I'm going to start with this one with the burnt stuff already. Make sure I am still recording here. Yep, okay. I don't want you guys to miss it. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Just roll right off that. Alright. So, I'll have to do that a little differently. Like I said, I'm still very new at this. So, I do make a lot of mistakes. But just belt it back down and try again. It does get frustrating from time to time. But I'll keep learning. You learn from your mistakes. Right now, gold has much more value than silver does. It's at about 80 to 1. So 80 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold for the value right now. Typically we've been in that $20 to $60 or $20 to $40 range, or 40 ounce of silver per 40 ounces of silver per 1 ounce of gold range. So there's a lot of room for silver to increase, and that's what I'm banking on. I don't know if I'll hit triple digit, but probably close. Currently the all-time high was just not too long ago. It was 50 bucks an ounce. So that's still double of where it is right now, which is why I'm buying silver. Silver rounds, doing this, you know. So, but buying the silver coins like the Canadian maple 1 ounce coins, those are really nice. They got the maple leaf in the back, and they just look really cool. It's one of my favorite coins. They got a buffalo. Kind of looks like the old buffalo nickels with the Native American head in the front, and then on the back is the buffalo, and those are really cool. I got some of those. So of course my own 4 ounce bar that I poured. So I did a little bit of antiquing on it. I'm probably going to do some more on it, make those letters stick out and the crosses stick out some more. I'm going to antique on the background, but on the back side, there's the back, serial number 0001. This is one of my favorite pieces, a little over 4 ounces, 4.05 ounce troy. And it's got my cross in the back. Trinity Silver. So I don't know if you remember seeing this in one of the earlier videos that I showed off, but it was all shiny. I got some liver of sulfur. Stuff smells like sulfur, like rotten eggs. Nasty. I don't like good eggs, so rotten eggs are even worse. Unless they're in chocolate cake, of course. I like chocolate cake, eggs and chocolate cake. But you put that stuff on it and it kind of turns it black, and then you go through and buff the parts that you want shiny. I think I might do that to kind of do it again on it and just kind of buff the crosses and the lettering, kind of keep the background dark, or darker anyways. So I might redo that, make it pop a little bit more than what it is, but for now let's try to pour some nails here. Get them to go down in there. Didn't. At least it didn't on all three of them. Maybe it did on two of them. Might look like it. Kind of looks like it did on two of them. Hoping I got two of the three, anyways. Nope, just sat on top. Alright. I'm gonna have to redo that mold. So that'll have to wait for maybe a different part, or maybe I'll just do that quick. I'm not sure. I have to redo the mold. Go down a little further so it's not quite as shallow here. Yeah. I got time while this is warming up again. I'm gonna redo it. Looks like I should have enough silver to do what I want to do with these. So I'll scoop out all this black sand and try to save my little silver chunks I got here on the sand. So I'll redo the mold and be back in a second. Okay, well I figured I'll do a little explanation of what I'm doing on the mold here. So I scooped out all the, or not all, necessarily all of it, but most of the black stuff, the burnt used stuff. Scooped that out, and then in the little dents that I scooped out, it's kind of using the same spot. I just took my hammer and kind of pressed in a little bit to try to create a flat surface essentially for me to make the mold out of. So these are the nails I'm using for the mold. Just some old nails my mom had. She didn't even know where she got them from. She said I can have them, so appreciate that. Thank you, Mom. But that's what I'm using for the mold. So sort of press it in as straight as possible. If I turn the light on, I'll eliminate some of the shadow there. Let's press that in all the way. Pull it back out as straight as possible as well. So that's one. Now the other two I'm going to do a little bit different because I don't want the full nail. I want a little bit smaller nail for the cross parts. So and I don't really want to take the time to try to cut these actual nails down. So I like on mine, if you look, these are all 3 nails are the same size. So the length of the nails here, I want these a little bit shorter so it looks more like a normal cross, you know, in relation. So instead of being, you can see how much bigger the side cross pieces are there in relation to that one. So I want it to be a little bit more traditional type of cross. So it should be relatively easy to do. So basically what I'm going to do is, I got a little line here already. There's a little marker. It's a little tough to see though. I probably should use something different than pencil on a dark nail, but you can see it enough. So I'll push that in until it gets to the line, and then pull it out. And then, because I want the head on the nail, I'm going to make the head, and then I'll just kind of go in and reopen the hole. So, and then since I want 2 of those, got to do it again. The sand is kind of pressed in here, so it's firm and holds its shape, but it is still very easy to press something in to the sand to make the mold. All you really need is, like for these nails, is steady pressure. So I'll do that one. Back out now. So there's one nail. Blocking what I'm doing there, but I'm doing the same thing I did over here, and it's also probably down a little bit more, so you probably can't see what I'm doing here, but just pushing it down to the line, trying not to disturb the sand as I bring it back up. And then pressing my head. Press the head of the nail, not my head, head of the nail in there. I got a little bit of loose sand kind of around there, so I'm gonna, I think I might actually try the head of the nail first. this time, just to see, because I'm all about experimenting right now. So, since I'm in my learning phase, I don't care if I mess up. I'll just realize that something didn't work and try again. That might have worked a little bit better, I think. Tidy up. So I got the molds redone. Temperature looks good on the metal. So we'll bring it back over here. Just the tripod I'm working on. I got my phone in. Bring the camera back up. Let's see if I can get you a little closer. So there we go. Looks good. Right into the pouring. See how well that worked. I have my doubts right now from the way it looked when I poured it. Looks like I got one. Here I got one to pour. So it looks kind of rough, but I'll smooth that out and kind of it'll have like a nice little hammered finish to it. Once it's done, I'll have to trim off the top up here. The head didn't really form all that well. So the head part didn't form all that well, but but it went down in there, so we'll try again with the other mold. When I made mine, it poured right in the first attempt and it looked good, so I'm not sure why I'm struggling today, but maybe it was just beginner's luck. It's decided to make me work for it, but I'm totally fine with it. So we'll warm that back up and try again. Okay. Sorry for the jiggling, my tripod keeps wiggling. It'll stop. Alright, so we'll try for attempt number 2 on the, or 3 I guess now on the, or maybe even 4 on the nails. So let's hope this works. Pray for me. Lord, please let this work. Just wants to roll out in a clump. Not sure why. Well, I think I'm going to have to attempt this one at a different time. Let's see. I again might have one. Yeah. Got the big one that time. One and a partial. I think my little hole that I created with my hammer is a little too flat. I think if I make it more of the angle and angle the nails out from that angle, I might have a little bit better luck. So I'll try that next time. That one nail, long one, does look kind of good. The head's there, kind of tapers out for down here between my fingertips, tapers out a little bit for the head, so I might be able to clean that up enough with the Dremel to get one of them good. And then just working the 2 small ones. Might end up being easier to just cut the one nail instead of trying to do partial, but I don't know. Let's see. I'll try my different angle theory first. I think that's the most likely. That's kind of what I did last time, was had more of a cone shape, and then at the bottom of the cone I split off, but I kind of did an angle where 2 of them touched, so I had to cut between them. But there was 3 separate holes, but 2 of them were touching and they kind of blended together, so I had to trim them a little bit. But yeah, so for now I'll end it there so the video doesn't take 3 hours or whatever, but I'll post this one as a fail and try again next time. Talk to you guys later. Like the video. Hopefully next time I'll actually have the other 2 nails made, or maybe all 3. We'll see. Or be able to make those in that. So, talk to you later. Like the video, subscribe. Thanks. Alright, we're back. We're going to attempt the nails for the cross again. Got the area kind of dug out with the nails going down in there. And see how well we do this time. The way it looked when I poured it, I think it might be good. A little splatter there at the end. Poured it, it kind of circled and then looked like it settled down in right where the holes are for the nails. So I'm hoping clean up some of the excess that I had here. Cools. Another little interesting fact about gold and silver is that silver is being mined 8 ounces for every 1 ounce of gold. So for every ounce of gold they're pulling out of the ground, they're only pulling 8 ounces of silver. And that's quite a difference when you consider the value is 80 times greater for gold than it is for silver. So they're not pulling anywhere near as much silver out of the ground to keep up with the current price. There is only 2 active silver mines in the United States, where I think there's over 80. I think that's the number, I could be wrong on that. Over 80 active gold mines. There's questions as far as actually how much silver is actually in the world. Mixed opinions on that, but there's also, they use a lot of silver in making electric cars. So and there's cities out there that are going to be making it illegal to drive a gas-powered car on their streets. So they're going to require electric cars on their streets. That seems a little crazy to me, but that's the way the world is right now. But to me, all that says the price of silver is going to skyrocket. It's coming out very tough, which is a good sign. We might have 3 different directions going there. 3 different nails. Oh yeah, got 1, 2, and 3. Long one and 2 small ones. Bring off the dirt. That was a good pour, finally. So hard not to just grab this and touch it and try to clean it up. I think that was definitely the key of having them at an angle like that. And having that hole a little steeper to pour down in to. So instead of trying to pour in a flat surface and expecting you to go down the holes, we're pouring down a funnel essentially into the holes. And that definitely worked a lot better. And these turned out nice. So there's the 3 nails. I'll have to trim them off with my Dremel. But I should be able to get close enough, especially if I put a fresh blade on. Should be able to get close enough to actually preserve some of that head part on there that I want. Not just have a stick sitting there. And then I'll be able to knock down some of this roughness, and it'll give it a really cool hammered look once it's all said and done. And then use copper phone wire, which I got plenty since I used to work for CenturyLink. Not that I stole it, but I just had it mostly from when I was a contractor. So I got a lot of Cat 5 back when I was a contractor. And stored it in my garage. I think I still, yeah, I think that's where I got that box from, was when I was a contractor, not necessarily from CenturyLink, but yeah, those will clean up really nice and look really cool. So finally got some success. Alright, so I'm just going to add this to the other videos, even though I think I said signed out on one of them already. This will finally be the actual final video. So you guys have a good night. I'm gonna let my mold or sand cool down before I clean it up, and then I'll trim these probably in another video, show you how I do that, and we'll make some more videos. So if you're interested in seeing them, give me a like. That tells me that you've watched it and like what I'm doing. Comment down below if you have any suggestions, any designs you might want to come up with. I can come up with anything. I'm open, or should be able to come up with pretty much anything. I'm working on a Korean flute type thing, wind instrument. Not Korean, Hmong wind instrument for a friend of mine from work. Might be watching this video, who knows. But like out of wood, I can create kind of whatever out of wood. This is what I use for my silver bar for that. So yeah, I can do a lot of different things to create the right mold to press into the sand to try to make things work. Not like most skilled at that, but I'm getting better at that as well, and I need to practice. So yeah, if you like something, or if it's something you want, let me know. I'll see what I can do for it. But like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Talk to you guys later.